Okay. There's some actually bad things happening in Draw Stickman Epic 2, bro. We're officially dead now. I'm going to be a commentary YouTuber. I would say I don't know what to say if it weren't a complete lie, because this video... And actually, I've yapped too much. Let's just get to the point. I asked Meowmaid Squad if I could make a video about this. She said yes. Look, man, this situation already made me scroll down with one flick of a finger to this video. The background is just gonna be a picture of the flatbread I had lunch today. And also, I think the people on the blacklist are gonna be watching this video. I want you guys to listen, because stuff like this can't keep happening. It's time for me to start breaking out all the knowledge that I've been gathering watching controversies and YouTuber situations that have been going on. So Meowmaid dropped this bombshell of a post today. It's a post with a ton of people on it, and if Meowmaid Squad was going through a situation like this, man, I wish she posted this sooner. So contrary to what I said, I might not actually do live commentary. I'm going to read the post, and then I'm going to talk about everything that was in it. Alright, so starting off, Deka Christopher. By the way, I'm going to pronounce 0 names right in this video. Fun fact, I am awful with names. So Krista Titanic... #1 fan, Resolve Dinosaur. Still talking to my stalker, and a lot of people mention here, despite me telling them everything that's happened, they are aware of what happened as the stalker told them. Posted DMs of one of my friends, and made some posts about me basically siding with my stalker again. And the stalker is also on this list. I know a lot of these people. Lina Indo Art Studio, old name. This is told to be by one of my friends, and a post they made pretty much confirms all of this. They confirmed it was because of jealousy, wanted me for art, said that I started the whole thing of her being isolated by the Deism community, presumably because she wasn't getting a lot of contention, hurt my friends in the worst ways possible, blamed her for existing, and you ended up as the abandoned artist. Yes. So this guy, Meowmaid Squad fan, stalked me, harassed Meowmaid Squad's friends, reported one of them out of jealousy, tried to isolate them, call my friends competitors in order for me to pay attention to them more. Paying attention to your friends is not a bad thing, unless it's something like this. Joked about flying to the Philippines to find me. They also created a Discord server called Meowmaid Squad Discord Finding Group with 3 to 4 people inside to track Meowmaid Squad's account. Wanted to self-delete because had a breakdown. I forgot about my own fan after a friend confronted them with evidence. Skipping this bullshit. Axolotl Lover was blatantly rude, parasocial, kept implying for me to make them stuff. When I say me, I mean Meowmaid Squad. I'm literally just reading what this says. Leia Kwashi Deborah screamed and then yelled at me when I did draw for, when screamed and yelled at Meowmaid Squad, stressed her out, parasocial, from Discord, lobotomized 3, made Meowmaid Squad stressed, and from Discord also, Epic Stickman, Greatest Zarp, all this stuff. So I'm gonna go over this again shortly. If you didn't read it, that's fine. I wanted to just go through as fast as possible. Get everything out of the way that I'm gonna be talking about. So me, Meowmaid Squad, her friends, talk about these situations a lot outside of public. So I know what's going on here, and I knew about these people, and I knew a lot of what was happening to Meowmaid Squad. It's just that we didn't talk about posting a video about this. Only until she made that blacklist, I went up to her and I said, I should make a video about this. I need to get the word out. And yep, so that's why we're here. So, I knew Lina Seeker. I knew them when that's what their name was. Our works were in the same video. Now this is mine. It looks like that. It's about time that I might need to explain this post. Way back in Stop Attacking Meow Maid Squad, I looked at this and I laughed. And the reason is because I didn't talk about it, but I've seen people talk like this before. And now it might be obvious. She collaborates with a lot of the people on the blacklist. Now, what was happening with Lina? Wanted Meow Maid Squad for art. Yeah, so a lot of people, I've said that they just don't understand the effort that it takes to write these, and hurting Meow Maid Squad's friends. I believe it because we all feel, any one of us that's real feels empathy when Meow Maid Squad suffers. And what I want to talk about is saying that she started the whole thing of being isolated by the DayZim community and blamed Meow Maid Squad because they ended up as being the failed artist. Okay, so this is the reason why I saved my analysis for after I read everything, because I can confirm what Laura says. No, Laura's own post confirms that this isn't true. You weren't the abandoned artist, you just stopped posting. And in fact, I was actually looking forward to the next time you post. 2 years ago, when you participated in that dimension map, you were... That person was cool. But... oh, how the times change. But that's really all I have to say about this one. Now we're moving on to Meow Maid Squad friend. So... I have talked about this guy before, but I didn't say who his name was or what YouTube channel. A lot of the reason why I didn't make this public is because simply the Streisand effect. It's better to not bring attention to these things, but obviously, that's no longer an option now. But yeah, so Amir, he did a ton of this stuff, and I actually had a DM with Amir, and I know that he wanted to self-delete. I already knew about this because a friend of Meow Maid Squad's presented him with evidence, because that was me. I have played a much larger role in combating a lot of the hate and toxicity towards Meow Maid Squad than I've talked about. I just didn't have the need to. I didn't have the need to discuss this, but now I do. Like, So, I'm gonna get to this guy later. One, I'm tired, and two, oh yeah, and Alex hit sense. Alright, so, oh my gosh, I am. Okay, so, these two people are basically the same person. They're not, but they make similar content. They have been bad to Meow Made Squad on very similar terms, and these people I made some more direct confrontations with, although. So what happened is I tried to open up a DM, but I realized that so this person I just physically can't talk to them. Like I'm just not interested in talking with this person. And so Cal was one of it because of this person. This is one of the first people that Meow Made Squad talked to me about, and this is actually why we started working together. Is just I helped her deal with this person. I have a private video, an unlisted video on my channel that I had I have all the reasonings. I have everyone's complaints. Quite axolotl lover, very dismissive of their friends. She also targeted Kenshi Dude, and I could have posted it, but I decided not to because one, no one had ever seen me that mad up to that point, and also because I had some concerns that my family was gonna watch the video, and I recorded this yelling in a closet, and the people outside were thinking I was taking this too far, but they clearly did not. They could never understand what was happening. My gosh. I'm really slipping up on all my words and rambling on, aren't I? But so lobotomized. Jeez, I did not know. I did not know this person stressed Meow Made Squad out. Oh, okay. Unprompted. Meow Made Squad told me about someone who did this. They didn't tell me their name. And, okay. So, with Greatest Zarp, yeah. I have a bit more to say. For this person, I've known them since 2022, actually. And we used to talk. We used to be friends, but I've been working years on trying to get chores, trying to build confidence to make videos like these, and I used to spend 2 hours a night on algebra homework. I rarely post on the Discord server, and it's because I never really had the energy to do any kind of, like, I don't know, activity. But with Greatest Zarp, this person, the Greatest Zarp is a malnourished child. They're from Indonesia, and it's an Asian country. They are not from the same background. They're not from a background that we'd think. Also, also, they have depression, and so no, coming from a person who knows Greatest Zarp, I think that they need professional help. Their Meowmate Squad says they're not really a great person. I think it's true to the interactions Greatest Zarp has made to Meowmate Squad. I can't deny that, but and dressed up as someone well horrible, that will just be up for interpretation. I do not know what this is supposed to mean, but I have pictures in my mind. So, Greatest Zarp, going back up to the top of the post, please don't harass these people. And with Greatest Zarp, you know, just don't harass Greatest Zarp, because I feel like they are just too young rather than absolutely insane. And for DKA Christopher, here's the thing. You're probably watching this, DK Christopher. You weren't actually that bad. You didn't do anything directly to harm Meowmate Squad, but you sided with her stalker. I actually had faith in you, but then you did this. And what's more is that DK Christopher made a response post to this blacklist on his channel. Right, so I'm back. I got some sleep. I'm less tired now. This is getting into cliche situation territory. Like, people making responses, and not good responses at that. But I want to make sure that this doesn't happen again, and also that these people on the blacklist can actually understand what they're doing, because it really doesn't seem like that. Up here, this is a video. It's by pyhsxtogo, but I don't recommend going to watch their other videos because they talk about not safe for work every 1 in 4. And I'm not gonna record their video. I'm gonna quote some of the stuff that they say. All I did is just search a few videos till I found one that is signs that someone is a toxic friend, but it's from the second person perspective, so it's talking about you. If you're a toxic friend, and not a lot of people need to worry about this except for the people on the blacklist. And here's 7 quotes from this video. The video first asks if someone is over-reliant on their friend. They always go to them for support first thing whenever they feel slightly down. And while this is a healthy behavior, pyhsxtogo argues that there should be some back and forth. If you ask help to your friends so many times when you haven't helped them yourself, it might be an unbalanced friendship and can make it into a very toxic one. 2, do you always want to know what your friend is doing? Do you tell them what or who to spend their time with? Being controlling like this can really put a person down, because they sometimes want to make their own decisions. And that even if you fear that they'll replace you with another friend, trying to control them is a sign of a toxic friendship.
3. Do you always get your friends to give in to what you want? Do you get upset otherwise? Do you care about only what you want? It can show that you're inconsiderate. If you feel really frustrated if your friend says no, then imagine how they must feel if you always tell them what to do. They argue that friendships should have some compromise, and that if you only care about yourself, you can really look inconsiderate. Alright, and 4 is giving unsolicited advice, which is funny. It's giving people advice even if they didn't ask for it, which right now I am actually doing. I'm guilty of it. But the difference is I'm not targeting one person. I'm targeting this entire group of blacklisted people. Pyhsxtogo cited a study by, Myers from 2017 that people who give unsolicited advice might do so because it gives them a sense of control, which I actually might be guilty of that. People might think that you're self-righteous if you always give advice, and Pyhsxtogo argues that instead of giving advice, you might just want to listen to your friend and be there, which I totally agree with. 5. Are you overly critical of a friend? Always pointing out anything that might be wrong with them, pointing out their failures. But the thing is, even if you have good intentions, always just being harsh is actually bad for friends. Surprisingly, you could really just turn someone away with all the criticism. So instead, you should try to give positive. You should give positive. 6. Do you always talk more about yourself? If you're having a conversation, do you intentionally or not tend to bring the conversation back on talking about yourself? A healthy conversation should have a 50-50 split between you and the person you're talking to. And if you talk a lot more about yourself and don't let your friends speak, it gives off the impression that you care more about yourself, at least to a degree where it's not good for a friendship. So say that your friend was making good music or drawing good drawings. How many times out of 10 are you happy for them and cheer on your success? Or you're just jealous? People are jealous all the time, but Pyhsxtogo says that if you can't celebrate your friend's successes, that it's getting too bad. If you feel envious whenever your friend succeeds, if you're not cheering on your friend but trying to compete against them and wishing for their fall, that you have no idea what you're doing. And that right there, especially the last one, is a really good way to transition into talking about these people. You can understand what's going inside of their heads, even if in some cases it's really not much.
And I'm going to discuss this post that Dika Christopher made, where he once again defended the stalker in a self-contradicting post. As you can see, he's replying to this post, and he wanted Meow Maid Squad to remove his old name, which, news to you, she isn't going to put the effort into doing that.
And this reads, okay, why do you keep calling Amir a stalker again? Look, he isn't a stalker anymore. Do you think that he's a stalker? He said it many times. I'm not a stalker on his DMs. Just please stop. Go try to talk to him, and you'll say him saying he's not. If he said that means he had spoken the truth. So first of all, let me just say that again. Okay, why do you keep calling Amir a stalker? Look, Amir isn't a stalker anymore. Why do you think he's a stalker? He already said it times, I'm not a stalker. No, I'm not. You're like one of these guys. He said something, and that means he spoke the truth? That is something that a propagandist would say. And like a poorly written essay, he pretends to move on to other topics, but can't stop talking about the first one, Amir being a stalker.
However, his response wasn't actually entirely wrong. He doesn't blame him for being a stalker, and he says that he has regretted the actions he's done. I showed this last paragraph before the second section, just so that I can get some of the confusion out of the way for this guy. The second section of the post says that he's actually gonna deal with a bunch of these DMs that are going toward Meow Maid Squad, and that Zenzo, this guy, was one of the weirdest people in the school, and the fact that you're dealing with this is a big win. I knew that he was like the only fresh strawberry in the rotten carton. But Chris, you are really dragged down by defending the person who's no longer a stalker. I'm gonna call him Amir. Speaking on the behalf of Amir, that he doesn't want to be reminded of this situation anymore. And the first half of this post, do you think we're gonna stalk you or your friends like that? That would be the dumbest stuff. Which again, he's turned 180 and actually is right about this. Yeah, that would be so dumb. But Meow Maid Squad didn't accuse you of that. She has recognized that Amir isn't a stalker anymore, and what she actually said is that you accused Meow Maid Squad of saying something to her friends. Or wait, what did you say? Oh, so what he's saying is that he acknowledges that Meow Maid Squad friends aren't gonna talk to the people that hurt them. But nowhere did Meow Maid Squad accuse all of you guys that you're gonna stalk. And now that we've read all the posts as well as 7 signs of a toxic friendship, it's time to bring this all together. What 50% of Chris's post is saying that Amir is no longer a stalker. And he says it so much. He says he's regretted his actions. So, he's still defending him. You're reiterating that he's not a stalker again and again. What exactly are you trying to defend Amir against at this point? I know what's going on here. You're not trying to defend him against those allegations anymore. You're trying to defend him against criticism. Him not being a stalker doesn't change the fact that Meow Maid Squad and Kenshi still hate him for what he did. Ladies and gentlemen, I accused this guy of being a stalker 5 months ago in October. And he is still crying about it. Now, my own parents accuse me of ruminating on the past too much, but even I recovered 1 month after the guilt of criticizing this guy. I've already done a voice reveal, and I don't want to do a elbow review just yet, so I'm gonna do a second voice review. The situation's fucking chaos, man. I'm criticizing. I am still writing about this 2 months after the fact. I hate Dan Tedium. I hate people calling me a stalk. You know, that's really insensitive of me, but it's too funny. I just gotta put it in because it's so similar. And a huge reason why I showed this pyhsxtogo video is because there are a lot more things than just that line up. It's like you haven't been able to escape all his sadness, and pyhsxtogo said that you should be able to vent back and forth. If this affects Amir so much, why couldn't he have made a post about it on his channel instead of you having to speak up and defend for him? And this guy? Oh, this guy talks about himself so much. Well, time to leave for milk again. I already got damage after long recovery is some words that are reserved for therapists. And while he may have improved since, he has openly admitted of being jealous and critical of Meow Maid Squad and her friends. However, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. I could go on, but I can't be hypocritical in saying that he should stop criticizing people and then keep on rambling. We need to conclude this video. Chris has since deleted the first post, and he has made this new apology post where he backed down on everything he said. I'm actually proud of Chris now. I don't need to read it out word for word because I agree that Chris should no longer be involved in any of these things. If your friends have some gripes with us, let them post it on their own channel instead of you. Don't get involved.
And while it may be hard for you, you're gonna have to show this video to Amir and also your other friends on the blacklist because they are really immature. No fault of theirs, they're just children, and normally if a children is immature, then it's because their parents had something to do with raising them. And most importantly, they should read about the signs of toxic friends and do some self-reflecting because I know all these people can improve. But I can't say any more. Now it's in their hands.